So we said, Asher Yomar Ki Hu Zeh, who is darkness, Mash Ein Ken Zeh, Bechinas Or V'Giloi, which is not the case with Zeh. It's a concept of light in Revelation. Asher Yomar, V'Nyin Yomar, Kemo Asher Lakachtem Yad Emori. It says it's the concept of Emori. Like it says, that I took from the Emori, meaning to say it's a concept of birur from the Emori. Asher Yomar Ki Hu, so that's the concept of Emori, and Hu, darkness. Yitzhar Nikrahu, Yam Yitzhar Nikrahu. The Yitzhar is also called Hu. Valzine Amru Hamraglim Ki Chazak Hu Mimenu. That's why the Meraglim said that Hu is stronger than us. The Yitzhar called Ken Kasav Be Ein He Chav Daf Samech He Dalet. Maybe Erchiak Noim. Be'ain Sota Daf Mit He Aleph Menachos Negimol Bez Eruchin Tezvav Aleph. Shamru Zal Afilu Bal Habayis Chulu. Like it says there that even the one who owns it can't take his kelim from there, meaning that the Yitzhar is ruling Adon Ha'olam V'hainu Kishor Shatikun Mishema. So why is that? Why is it stronger than the Balabais? Because the Tikkun comes from Shema, V'yitzhar Shosho Misag, and the Yitzhar comes from higher than that, from Shem Sag, L'chein Nikra Melech Tzakin Chulu. That's why it's called an old king, because it's the concept of the kings of Edom and the Shvira. That's why they say that his source is from the concept of Hu, of darkness, that Hu also is in Kedusha, the concept of Keser, of Erech HaPayim, of supernal mercies. Therefore, Hu is stronger than Ma bin Bechinas Zeh Shema, than this, the concept of revelation, which is Ma Shnikra Zer Anpin, which is the concept of Zer Anpin. Yaakov Yisrael Nikra Zeh, because Yaakov and Yisrael are called this. K'mush Koz B'Rabos Parshas Sav Peches Zeh Yitnu Kol Ha'over Chulu. This is what you should give anybody who passes the Bikudim. So that's Yaakov and Yisrael are called Zeh. V'gam Yud Beis Shvatim Minyan Zeh, so to 12 Shvatim is the gematria of Zeh. V'Esav Nikra Hu, Kanal Nis Esav is called Zehu, opposing Zeh of Yisrael. Alkein Amru Chazak Hu Mimenu. That's why they said that Hu is stronger than us. Ki Esav HaBechor, because Esav was the firstborn. On this it says they place darkness to light. And look what it says in the Zohar about that the avoda of Levi was Hu. From the hidden level of Erech HaPayim, or to purify the concept of Hu, like we're saying here. But the truth is that Havaya is Elokim. I am Havaya, and Hu is my name. So the concept of Hu is here in the concept of Havaya and Elokim. Elokim Shofet. That's why it says that Elokim judges. So the concept of Elokim is connected to the concept of Hu, and the concept of judging. This he brings down, and this one he brings up. I'm Rabos Sham Uperush V'zelachem Atame Yashpil B'china Zayit Nuchulu, and the concept of Zeh. This is for you, the Tame will bring down, and the concept of this you will give Yarim. So you have Zayitnu and Zelachem Atame. So you have the two opposites in Zeh, Zeyashpil v'Zeh Yarim. So you have a Zeh up and Zeh down. So to and Hu you have two opposites as well, like we said. V'Zeu v'Anochi Astir Panai B'Yomahu. And that's why it says, and I'm going to hide my countenance on that day, Machmas Avon, because of sin. Asher Yomar Ki Hu Zeh Chulu. Who can now that you're going to say that this is it. You're going to say that darkness is like light, and therefore Hashem's going to hide himself in the concept of Hu, Bayom Hahu, Astir Panai Bayom Hahu, Ukanal Ach Alei Dei Tshuva Yebechinas Amru Bayom Hahu. But through Tshuva, you're going to use the Zeh to go up, Zeyarim, in order to have a positive Hu, V'amru Bayom Hahu, Hine Elokeinu Zechu. You're going to say, on that day, here are Elokim, which we also said was Hu, is Zeh. This is our Elokim, so we have a positive Hu and a positive Zeh. And through this, you'll draw down Adam and Behema, you'll save. Like we said, that you have the Behemas we mentioned before, the Shor, Chamor, and Seh, that you'll say, who's that? Ki who's that? Ein, Torah or B'dibar Mamar Ve'eleh Hamishpatim, Ein, mi pasuk al kol dvar pesha, B'rabos nasa, Parsha Tezkar of the Sof Parsha Reish Lamed Hedalet. Zohar Chel Gimel, Balak Kuf Tzadik Ches Aleph, Tikuni Zohar, Tav Yud Aleph Amud Beis, B'tikun Yud Ches, B'sof Tikun Zayin, Tikun Yud, Vayin Sham, B'Ches Tzadik. Not sure what Ches Tzadik is. All these Mara Mekomos Perish Yavod Dvar Shnehem. It says, will come the word of both of them, Hainu Tshuva V'Vidoy. What is Dvar Shnehem? Ad Elokim Yavod Dvar Shnehem. Until Elokim will come Tshuva and Vidoy. So this is the end of the pasuk. So it says, until Elokim will come Tshuva and Vidoy to fix the Ki Hu Zeh. In order to get Ki Hu Zeh in the positive way, you have to come Ad Dvar Elokim Yavod Dvar Shnehem. You'll come these two things. B'shir Hashirim Rabba B'pasuk Ki Tovim Dodechem Yain Tani Rabbi Shimon Ben Yochai. So Rabbi Shimon Ben Yochai learns Ve'ela Mishpatim Asher Tasim Lifneim. And these are the judgments that you should place in front of them. Mas Yimazu Otzer Niglis L'chol Adam. Just like this treasure. So the word Hizdorish Sam Tasim as a sima, as an otzar, a treasure, a secret treasure. Just like this chest, this treasure chest isn't revealed to everybody. Kachen divrei Torah ad kan l'shono. So to the words of Torah, so tasim lifneim. Look over there. Bebechaye Parshas Yisro Daf Tzadik Beis Aleph. Valkin Nismecha Parshas Ve'eleh Hamishpatim Kiptoch Hamishpatim Vadinim Yotzim Bnei Adam Elu Zakayin Ve'elu Chayavin V'cheina in Biyom Adin. So in Bechaye he says, why is Mishpatim over here? Because from the Mishpatim, some people will come out meritorious and some people will come out chayev. V'cheina in Biyom Adin. So too is the concept of the day of judgment, Shel Tchias HaMesim, of the time to come, the revival of the dead, Eilu L'chaye Olam, Eilu L'charafos, L'deraon Olam Daniel, Yud Beis Beis Arigan L'shono, and these will go to charafos, to embarrassment and forever, meaning the time to come, Yud Beis Beis Arigan L'shono. So there's some kind of smichus between Eila Mishpatim and the Tchias HaMesim. Bechaye Reish Parshas Mishpatim Inyan Ve'ela Mishpatim Ve'ela Mosif Chulu. It says, and these Mishpatim. So Bechaye says that these add Hatorah Dinin Milafnei Zewat Tzimtzum. So did you have judgments before the Torah? That's the Tzimtzum. Lios Bechinas Chachma, to have Chachma. כמו שכתוב בדיבור המסחיל ולא אבה דין לאחריה המלכוס בניין מן הגבורס chulu. And the end, you also have at the end of the process of creation, you have the sphere of malchus, which is built from the concept of strictness and gvuros. So you have a din in the beginning, the tzimtzum harishon. You have a din at the end, the concept of malchus, and that is, you begin with Baruch and you seal it with Baruch. Asher Tasim that you should place that you should place. So if you merit, it's a tasim, it's a sam of life. So tasim is from lashon sam, like he mentioned before, but the Bechai says that in spiritually that's bina, which is a source of gvuros, sam chaim. So that's called Elokim chaim. So that's the sam chaim. Lo zacha nasis lo sam maves gvuros kashus tenoga. So if you do not merit, then it's also a sam, but it's a sam of maves, hard strictnesses of noga, of klippas, of the klippa of noga. So instead of Elokim chaim, you have Elokim kashim of gvuros. V'sofa sidra he'ir be'in ve'ela, and the end of the sidra, he awakens to the concept of, and these are like we mentioned here that it's mosif on the Rishonim, the begin and yet that you have in the beginning and you have at the end. And he doesn't go into it. Shalah Mesechet Psachim Kufnun Aleph Beis. In the Shalah in Psachim, he says V'Ischil Ve'eleh Hamishpatim, and he begins, and these are the judgments, the mitzvahs Eved Ivri, and the mitzvah of the Eved Ivri Lihios Roshim Ha'avdus Kayam, because the residue of servitude is there, because Hashem says that they are my servants, my slaves, Shtari Kodem, that my contract came before your contract. And there are many like this, drushes like this as well. Parsha Vayera, Reish Parsha Aleph Beis, Ki Adin Tali B'Mila, K'mashkazu Lifneim Chulu, that the judgment is dependent on the bris milah. Like it says, you should place in front of them. Why is that? Why is that? Ki ha'orla has to nimshach miklipas noga, because the orla is a hiding that comes from the klippa. Shesham tzirufim de Elokim, v'hadin Elokim de kedusha, and you have the judgment of Elokim of holiness, Elokeinu mi bara ela, and you have Elokim who created these. So the concept of judgment is a covering over of Elokim, and you have to take off the covering, and that's the orla ve'ela המשפטים gamin, and that's the concept, and these are the judgments. So he's doresh Elokeinu mi bara ela, the word Ele and Ve'eleh Hamishpatim. So Elokim is you have to reveal who created these, and that's connected with Ve'eleh Hamishpatim. So the Orla is the Tzirufim of Hashem Elokim, and the Elokim is Mibara Ele, and Ele is connected to Ve'eleh Hamishpatim. That's the Shalaz Drasha that he brings. Also the concept of that it came into Hashem's mind to create with the attribute of judgment, and this is the concept that in the time to come we will say about Yitzchak, that your father, that this is the father of creation, is the concept of Midas Adin. We can say, what are the judgments afterwards? Like he said, the Ela is Mosif in the beginning and at the end. What are the judgments at the end? That's the concept of surrounding. Nisara Me'or Chulu is the Afilu Gechuta Saira, Nid Mekehar. This is the concept of how Hashem scrutinizes very carefully with its tzaddikim. That's the drasha on Sviv of Nisara. But the concept is that it says Sviva, that it surrounds, meaning to say that it's the beginning and it also surrounds at the end. So that's the concept of judgments at the beginning and the end of the Torah. We can say that since we cannot last only with Midas Adin, we given Zeu Ma'ala Gedola Kanal, but since it's a great Ma'ala, because that was the Havamina, that the creation would happen with Midas Adin, therefore, in order to fulfill this concept, you should have the mitzvah of judgment and din. Beis Yosef Hilchos Tefillah, Simin Kuf Yud Beis, and Beis Yosef in the laws of Tefillah. Shamar HaKadosh Baruch LaMoshe, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu said to Moshe Ve'eleh Hamishpatim that these are the judgments. Amru Melech Ohev Tzedako Mishpat. They said that Hashem is a king who loves righteousness and justice. Ki Tikne Eved Ivri, when you purchase a Hebrew slave, B'Rabos Amar Lahem HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yisrael, in Medrash Rabbah, HaKadosh Baruch Hu says to Yisrael, Ani Kanisi Eschem BeMitzrayim. So here it says, I purchased you in the land of Mitzrayim. So here's the drasha on, I'm going to buy a Hebrew slave. So it's connected to Hashem saying, I bought you in Mitzrayim. Biyom Makos, with the 10 Makos that I showed, that you have these wonders, and my soul knows very well that now I'm your slave. So you should not work your brother more than 6 years, because I created the world in 6 days. Therefore I give you 6 years. That you're permitted to work the Hebrew slave. So this is in Medrash Rabbah. It seems that in the second Dibros it says that you should remember that you were a slave in the land of Mitzrayim, and Hashem took you out of there with a strong hand and outstretched arm. Therefore Hashem commanded you to keep the day of Shabbos. B'Parshas V'Eschanan Heitat Tesvav Ivim Kain Eved Ivri Zekvar Mitzuva Al HaShabbos. If so this Hebrew slave is commanded on Shabbos. So it says that I took you out of Mitzrayim, and you're my slave, and therefore I command you to do the Shabbos. So even a slave who's commanded is commanded to do Shabbos. So if he's working already 6 years, so the Shabbos he's commanded to do, so you have to let him go out in Shabbos. Zekfar Mitzuva Shabbos Shu Moral B'chinas Hashvis Shebiyamim, and that is a concept of the 7 days. Just like he's commanded to rest in the 7th of days, so too he's commanded to rest in the 7 of years. You do Inyan Shemitah, which is like the concept of Shemitah. So that means he has to go free as well. And look at it in Rabos Emor, all 7s are beloved. So if so, Hashem's service to do Hashem comes first before the one who buys him. That from the law, you go out on the 7th because of going out of Mitzrayim, and we're obligated to rest on the 7th, just like Hashem said that I took you out of Mitzrayim, and therefore you should keep Shabbos. On that I took you out. Pei Daled Aleph, Reish Beis Aleph.